Maziar Nekovee.
Thank you very much. It's a great honor and a great pleasure to be. This is my first time in Africa and Nigeria, so I'm enormously excited. And I had a wonderful landing yesterday in the wonderful city of Lagos. I already noticed the spirit of entrepreneurship and the level of technology that is already here. So I'm very excited to talk to you about what 5G can bring to Africa, West Africa, Nigeria in near future. Just also mention that in the UK, we just launched 5G. You might have seen the news. In London, I was involved in some of those. We could now reach speeds of 200 to up to 700 megabit per second. That's 10 times higher than 4G, which means that before you can read the label of a high-definition DVD, it's actually transmitted to you, and more to come. So if I can move to my next slide, please. So this is already done, so let's move to the next slide. Just a little bit, so next slide, yeah, that's perfect. Just a little bit about the University of Sussex, where we are and what we do. University of Sussex is a university in the UK, in Brighton, voted one of the most coolest cities in the world, as well as an enormous hub for startups and so on as well. So it has similarities. It's very close to London. We are a very proud university, but very progressive university. We have 3 Nobel Prize winners. We have a number of very esteemed alumni from Africa. I will honor and mention them at the end of my talk. And we have 13 schools, including my school, engineering and informatics, the business school, a number of other schools. And we are proud also of being a very international university. We are voted the most international university in UK and potentially in the world. And we have a great and vibrant community from Africa, from Nigeria. Here you see our Nigerian societies party. I couldn't go there, unfortunately, but I'm definitely going to go next year because I think there's a lot of interest. So this is about Sussex here for you. Moving on, I would like to now move to the next slides to, yeah, that's great. So this is an exciting place to be, Africa. In US, in Korea, in Japan, number of smartphone penetration, yeah? But this is already starting to saturate and flatten. If you look at the picture from Africa, we see that there is a great potential still for increase in the number of mobile connectivity smartphones. So there is a great potential in Africa, and the reason for that, one of the reasons for that is that, as our previous speaker already mentioned, a lot of people want to go on the internet for various reasons. The most possible thing through mobile broadband. Now, that is obviously true already with 3G and 4G, but now we are in the era of 5G. We are ushering the era of 5G. And 5G, what is so special about the 5G? So obviously, 5G is going to be much faster, so 20 times faster at least, as what we have with 4G. So we are talking about up to 20 gigabit per second data compared to 1 gigabit peak from 4G, so 20 times faster ultimately. But, oh, thank you. Thank you very much. But that also enables other new things. So that's a big difference with 5G. 5G is going to be the infrastructure, the connectivity infrastructure that is going to enable things such as Industry 4.0, so the use of big data, mobile technology connectivity, AI, to enormously increase productivity. 5G is also an enabler for future education technologies, the ability, and I noticed that here people enormously make use of online courses and so on, to make that even more enhanced through virtual reality, augmented reality, and so on. 5G is going to also play an important role through the Internet of Things in terms of monitoring and increasing the productivity in areas such as agriculture, smart energies, and 5G also offers connectivity and latencies that are required for fast connections to the cloud services. So in areas such as artificial intelligence, where the artificial intelligence services will be reside on the cloud and we can access them quickly to the 5G. So in conclusion, 5G is going to bring a number of new benefits in addition to connectivity, also including health. Now, what I am very excited on is about having seen the sort of vibrant scene here in Africa and Nigeria in terms of startup and tech companies. Now, a lot of startup and tech companies do rely on fast internet connection on mobile platforms in order to be able to basically develop new things such as mobile apps, such as coding, such as new applications, and through connectivity to 5G, this is going to be available even better than what is now. So now moving on. So basically, I'm very excited, and I think we have to all be excited about 5G. There is a potential that maybe in some places in Africa we can even leapfrog from 4G, go directly to 5G in order to enable this. But there is also great economic benefits, as you see, in addition to connectivity, in terms of mobile payments, in terms of new services that 5G bringing. So it's not just about connectivity, it's about the digital economy as a whole. Now, but there is also an interesting dilemma here, because obviously if we have connectivity, we can really supercharge digital economy through 5G. But then, if you look at the statistics, still in Africa, about 900 million people have not access to mobile broadband, or broadband rather. And this is an enormous gap that needs to be overbridged. So how can we deal with that? Now, our previous speaker spoke about fiber, absolutely necessary for the connectivity. But on top of the fiber, we need wireless connection in order to enable our devices to use 5G, 4G, and so on. So how can we sort that out? Now, the good news is that one of the great things about 5G technology is that not only it offers this sort of high data rates, low latencies, and massive connectivity for IoT, but it actually also offers a new disruptive solution. So if you go to the next slide, please. So 5G is also offering a new disruptive solution in order to solve this sort of the last mile problem. The problem of users not being able to connect to the internet because the access from their enterprises or homes to the telecom networks is not available. And one of the reasons for this problem is that bringing fiber to homes is an expensive business. Operators are not able to invest in that. So there is that's called the last mile problem. Now 5G offers a wireless solution to this last mile problem, a technology that I also worked on called fixed wireless access, where you use a wireless connections using very high frequencies in millimeter wave bands and a technology called massive MIMO in order to directly connect to users at homes and enterprises wirelessly. And so I will just say a little bit about this technology now. If we move to the next slide. So these are, and this is the Sussex campus in Brighton. So if you join us, I will be delighted to show you around. So these are measurements we did in 2017 and 2018 in the 3.6 gigahertz band, which is used for 5G, as well as 28 gigahertz band, in order to verify the ability of 5G to bridge this a kilometer or so gap and offer connectivity inside homes. So these are some of the measurements that we did with my team at Sussex Center for Advanced Communication. Now, obviously, these are work done in academia, or a continuation of what I've been doing at Samsung. But we move to the next slide. Then if you move to the next slide, yeah, that's great. So these are Samsung's very recent trials in London, where what we have here is a 5G base station operating in these millimeter wave frequencies at 20 gigahertz, who's beaming mobile broadband indoor and offering a gigabit per second connectivity inside homes or inside enterprises, where it can be used to offer different services using this very high speed. And then if you move to the next slide, so the next slide is showing now something that it could be feasible for Lagos or Africa as well. This is a very recent slides from my colleague at Samsung. These are now actual deployment done in Romania, who is also facing this problem of last mile connectivity. It's a collaboration between Samsung, Orange, and Cisco, where basically we have a 5G base station at the center of a small town or a village, and this is then offering, using beamforming technology, internet connectivity at gigabit per second to homes and enterprises. So in conclusion, I believe that 5G is going to be an important component to basically really supercharge and turbocharge digital economy in Africa, in West Africa, in Nigeria, who is relying more increasingly on fast connectivity. It will offer us, besides fast mobile connection, mobile broadband, new opportunities for areas such as M-health and E-health, for future education, for smart cities, for agriculture, in addition to that in Africa and generally. So we're very excited about that. 5G also offers new solutions which are disruptive to solve this last mile problem, so that can help reduce this number of 800 or 900 million people in Africa who need broadband connectivity but cannot get it. So it's not the ultimate solution, but definitely is a great enabler for the future. So I'm very optimistic about this. When I was walking in Lagos, or driving rather from the airport, from my colleague Tosin, I don't know if he's here from University of Sussex, I saw a lot of mobile masts, and I said, well, I'm amazed by the numbers. So really, mobile and wireless is a very big thing here. So with that, I just want to go to my next slide, please. And I would like to share with you some of our very prominent, so we have a great students at Sussex coming from all over Africa. I have many students myself, but just want to highlight especially these great and eminent alumni from Sussex, from Africa, from Nigeria, and I would like to thank you very much for your attention. Thank you.